Hi there, how's it going? Happy Monday. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. TJ Springer here in the Storm Center for Fox 35 Weather Plus. Just making sure we are live right now on YouTube and Facebook. We are also live on Fox Local. So if you want to weigh in, you want to join in our fun, ask a question, maybe weigh in on our question of the day, you can actually bring us up on Facebook or YouTube and post a comment, ask a question. I'm just making sure we are good to go here. We are. I see 10 of you watching. Awesome. I'm going to share this on my page just so we have as many eyes on this as we can. How was everyone's weekend? I still can't believe it is daylight saving time already. That's kind of what our question of the day is actually centered around. Maybe not a shock, but I am still not. I feel like I'm kind of out of sorts a little bit. I feel like I need an extra cup of coffee today because of the time change. Maybe that's you too. So let me know if you're feeling that way. That's our question of the day. Are you happy about the time change? Are you happy we have sprung forward? We have extra sunshine in the evening now. I just feel like, I know it's like the age-old debate. Can we just have it one way and keep it that way throughout the year? Some places do it already. But with the time change, did you kind of plan accordingly? Did you sleep in longer? Did you drink more coffee today, getting up and trying to get out to work? I don't know. I could use another cup. I'm probably going to go get a cup here after I'm done hanging out with you for the next half hour or so. Again, if you're just joining us, maybe you've never watched this before, at least this way, Fox 35 Weather Plus, live every day at 3:30 to 4 o'clock on Fox Local, on YouTube and Facebook. And we'll get back to our question of the day for sure. And if you were watching Florida Live at 2, Garrett was also asking a similar question. It was all relating to the time change, if you had an extra cup of coffee here this morning. So I had 2 cups. I'm definitely going to have some more before the day is all said and done. I'll be hanging out actually all evening. I'll be on at 5, 6, 8, 10, and 11. So I'll be here for the long haul tonight. Now, if you are getting out and about, have any plans this evening, whether that be just getting out for maybe a run or a walk, or trying to go grab some food outdoors, maybe on a nice patio somewhere. It's looking pretty good. We can see that sunshine mixed with clouds, though. That's a live look there in Ocala. And we've seen the clouds as well around Orlando. Same story in Titusville. And the reason is we're still dealing with that sea breeze trying to come in. Actually looks a little bit better in Titusville. That's our Launch Credit Union camera there, glancing out over the Indian River Lagoon. Beautiful view. I would love to be sitting somewhere with a little breeze. You can kind of see the palm fronds blowing out there. It looks really nice. Hi, Alice. Hey, Harry. How's it going? Happy Monday. Happy start of daylight saving time. Even though we're now, 2 days in? I guess, started early yesterday, so I guess a little over a day in. The big picture right now, there is a storm system off to our north, and this is not going to make its way in. A ridge of high pressure has been building in upstairs in the atmosphere, so with that ridging, temperatures going to stay warm, really hot for this time of the year, and we're really not going to see any meaningful storm systems make their way on in until this ridge starts to break down. But it's looking like that is actually going to happen later on in the week. We are tracking not one, but actually 2 different cold fronts that should help bring us a slight cool down, at least in perspective. It'll get us back down kind of close to where we should be for this time of the year. Johnny, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was away for a few days. If you were watching Good Day Orlando yesterday and Sunday, I'm sorry, see, I'm already out of whack. Yesterday and Saturday, Jess was filling in, which I so greatly appreciate. I was out of town visiting Pennsylvania, actually up at one of my old producers, one of my old coworkers, her wedding celebration. So that's where I was. It was actually not all that chilly up there. It was chilly when we got off the plane on Friday. Goodness gracious, it was probably in the 30s. So I was like, ooh, I am not ready for this. But it actually warmed up nicely yesterday. It was back up close to 70 degrees on Sunday afternoon, which was great. So that's our big picture. There is some energy kind of working around that ridge, producing actually some showers and thunderstorms near this stalled frontal boundary. You can see those across some of central and southern Louisiana, and some more unsettled weather, some storminess, some severe storms up across the Memphis metro, getting into northern Mississippi, and now seeing some of that unsettled weather getting into western Tennessee. So if anyone's watching from afar, unsettled there, some snow. Whoops, don't want that. Let's bring us back up there. Sorry about that. Northern tier of the nation. A couple of clippers kind of working their way across the international border. Some snow across Montana, the Dakotas. But overall, it's actually pretty quiet across the lower 48. So nothing all that crazy right now. We're going to see our unsettled pattern kind of develop, locally speaking, across the southeast as we progress into this upcoming weekend. Hey, William, how are you? No, I personally did not get married, but one of my good friends got married. Yeah, one of my old producers. It was really fun. It was great to get up there and celebrate them. Okay, right now temperatures, for the most part, not all that much warmer than where we were this time on Sunday, around 8 degrees warmer. That's probably one of the bigger differences. In Gainesville, Bushnell, you're around 4 degrees warmer. Temperatures are sitting in the mid to upper 80s right now, 87 in the villages. But notice, it's cooler near the coast. And if you remember last week, we were talking a lot about that onshore flow. We had that really strong easterly wind, and that was helping to really push that sea breeze across the Sunshine State over to the Gulf Coast, which helped bring those showers and thunderstorms late last week. But now it's more of the East Coast sea breeze, and we'll likely see that collision potentially right across the heart of the state. The wind is relaxed as we're under this ridge of high pressure. So that could spark up a couple of sprinkles through the remainder of the day. So we'll watch that, but overall, rain chances not all that impressive through the rest of the day. Johnny, you're saying Central Florida was kind of quiet last year. Any predictions for the rainy season? It's funny because it almost seems like I know we have a ways to go until we really get into the beginning of the rainy season, but getting these kind of setups where we've warmed up so much and we're seeing that sea breeze drive that potential for some showers, I feel like that's kind of the look that we would normally see in the heart of the rainy season over the summer. So we'll have to watch, but we're going to get into more of an El Nino, the big, large-scale climate pattern, a likely stronger El Nino, heading into the start of hurricane season through the summer. So typically with that usually means that we have a more active jet stream over the southeast, more wet weather for us, the potential for maybe some severe weather as well. So that's something we'll continue to watch as we get a little closer to the start of our rainy season. All right, it is 3:39. We'll be taking a quick break here on Fox Local in just a few seconds. So stay with us there, hanging out with you there on YouTube and Facebook. That will continue. And if you want to join in the chat, certainly do so. So let's bring back up, while we're in this break, let me bring back up our question of the day, because it is daylight saving time related. And it's, are you happy about daylight saving time? Are you happy about the time change springing forward? Where do you sit on this? Are you one that wants to see this completely abolished? Do you want to see us stay in standard time or daylight saving time all year long? I'm kind of in the camp, let's just pick one, but I know it's a lot of it's more for agriculture, and folks have to get up early in the morning. I know we've talked about this on the air so many times. It feels like over the last handful of years. Alice, you're saying I'm having trouble adjusting to the time change. Yeah, I'm with you. I am like sleepy to the max today. Now I have to be honest with you. I have to tell you something. The coffee is something I need an extra amount of today because when we were flying back in yesterday we were flying out of Philadelphia. We flew out of Orlando and did the round trip there, Philly to Orlando and back. Orlando to Philly and then back, I should say. But our flight got delayed, and we didn't land back in Orlando until like 3:20 in the morning. So by the time we got home, it was like 4:20. By the time we got to bed, it was 5. But I tell you what, when we got to the airport, when we landed and we were walking out of Orlando International, there was a bunch of people there around 3:30. So already getting there early for flights or vacations, for trips, spring breaks, whatever the case may be. But I was like, wow. So I'm all out of whack. So if I seem out of sorts today, that is the reason why. All right, welcome back, Fox Local friends. Chatting on the question of the day. If you want to weigh in and you're watching on Fox Local, hop on over to Facebook and YouTube, and you can let me know if you're a fan about the time change, kicking off daylight saving time, or you're just one to see it stay one or the other, standard time or daylight saving time all year round. But I have to say, I'm with Alice here. I need the coffee. William, thank you so much. I'm glad you love the shirt and bow tie, man. Thank you so much. Excuse me, as I'm talking about being sleepy. I apologize. I came out of nowhere. I'm sorry if you're yawning now because of me. It's kind of contagious sometimes, it feels. William, I don't know where I got this outfit, actually. The bow tie might be from, like, Macy's or something. All right, well, let's jump back into the weather now. We were talking about the warmth and the potential for a little bit of fog tonight because of that ridge of high pressure. Temperature is going to be well above normal, only falling into the mid to upper 60s. Right around 66 in Orlando, a little milder near the coast there, nearly 70 in Melbourne and Cocoa Beach. A little cooler, Gainesville, right on 62, but I'm using that term loosely because it's going to be running around 10 degrees above normal, our lows, compared to where we should be for this time of the year. Now, tomorrow, we are back up close to 90. What do you think about that? Are you happy about this? 91 in Bushnell, 90 in the Villages, 89 in Winter Haven, right around 88 in Orlando, but cooler with the help of that sea breeze coming in there in Cocoa Beach, Melbourne, Daytona, lower to middle 80s. But inland, we are going to be cooking. Good for some back deck or back lanai barbecues, a little cookout maybe. I didn't pack my dinner tonight, so I'm not sure what I'm doing for dinner. Has anybody figured that out yet? Has anybody figured out what they're doing for dinner yet? It'd be nice to sit out on the back deck or patio this evening for sure. Hey, Brianna, how are you? Yeah, hot for gardening. Yeah, I agree. It's warm. It is really warmed up out there. But if you're wanting some more seasonable weather, we are expecting these cold fronts to bring in some cooler air. So you can kind of see here, highs over the next 5 days. Notice we're up around 90 Tuesday. Same story Wednesday. But then we have that little cool down. And that's because of that chance for rain becoming kind of a likelihood, really, at least the way things are looking right now, especially late Thursday night. Back down to where we should be Friday, because our average is right around 78 now. And then Saturday, the temperatures already start to moderate as we get into more of a northeasterly wind, onshore flow 83. Johnny, you enjoy the longer days. Yeah, I mean, I do love that. I agree with you. I'm a golfer, so I am right there with you. Or anything after work, whether that be golf, going outside and just taking a nice long walk or a hike. A lot nicer for that. And I guess, sunset tonight will be after, gosh, I guess I shouldn't. I have to say, completely transparent, I didn't really look at much over the weekend just because we were away. Let me see here. What time 7:30. Yeah, 7:30 p.m. Sunset in Orlando. So that'll be nice. Nice to be out this evening for sure. Okay, so in terms of the warmth, you may be wondering, are we going to be breaking any records? We'll be somewhat close. Now, this is Orlando. Goodness gracious, I apologize. I'm so sorry. Another yawn. Oh my goodness. I am going to be I was talking to Garrett during Florida Live, and that was his poll, and I said I need to go get some coffee, but between different meetings and things, I have not gotten some. So I think the coffee will help bring me back to life here as we head through the evening. But I can't imagine I'm the only one yawning here. If anyone's sitting at work, maybe pulling us up here on Facebook or YouTube, and multitasking. That there's some Monday sleepies here after the time change. But high is Wednesday, pretty close to record-breaking temperatures. That record was set back in 1918, 91 degrees in the Orlando area, so we'll be pretty dang close to that. And I do think that some others will be closing in on records as well, so I'll have to dig in and look at a little more of where we stand record-wise, if we could break some more of those. But I wouldn't be shocked if we could here across Central Florida. Now let's flip the calendar forward to Thursday, because this is our next storm system that we're watching. This cold front here. Let's see, William. Let me see. Oh, asking why do I look at the wall above my head, William? So I above my head, I have a bunch of monitors, so I can see myself. I can see our feed that's going out to YouTube, Facebook, and Fox Local. And then I can see all of our different weather computers. I can see our sky cams. Ooh, I apologize. That is like 4 yawns in a row. Not good. Sorry, y'all. I am clearly feeling the time change. Yeah, Brianna. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Yeah, this is not coffee. This is water, which I definitely need some more of as well. Okay, so flip the calendar forward to Thursday, and this is what we are watching. This is our next storm system, next cold front coming across the country. So if anyone has travel plans, could maybe have some minor delays depending on the storminess here. I have not gotten to dig in quite enough. I actually want to do that right now with you. I want to see our instability parameters here as we head through. Let me see here. As we head through this weekend and how things look. All right, here we go. Oh, I wonder why the site must be down. Huh. Well, that's no good. Okay, let me check another site here. Alright, I want to see how much instability we could have. Let's see here. Okay. So, I would think that with temperatures that warm, we would definitely have some storms. Okay, so it's actually not looking all that impressive. We have a little bit of instability to work with. Nothing super impressive, but we're still a week away. So we'll continue to keep tabs on that. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to see. I'm thinking we could have some rumbles of thunder just because of temperatures being that warm. I would think the instability may come up a little bit. But nonetheless, you can see some of those yellows, oranges, reds. The signal for some heavier rain late Thursday, especially Thursday night into the wee hours of our Friday as that front comes across Central Florida. You can kind of quickly see how we get into the onshore flow heading into Friday. So with that, we could see the potential for still maybe a couple of showers. We'll have some lingering energy upstairs in the atmosphere too. And then same story Saturday. So I left that slim chance of rain in the forecast. So it looks wetter. This is great for the drought. I wanted to pull up rainfall amount because I didn't. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to bring this out a little bit further in time here. So this is through Saturday. So you can see that some of us may pick up 3/4 of an inch of rain. Joe Nelly, not the drums. Yeah, that's so it's funny you just mentioned that. I wasn't sure if you could hear that on the show. Getting ready for the 407. You know, there's always so much fun on the 407. That's coming up at 4 o'clock, so stay tuned. I'm not exactly sure the music we have, but I know we're having some music from what I've heard. Brianna, I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what we'll be doing on Saturday. It looks a little cooler. I would say that Sunday looks to be the wetter day of the weekend, so golf better Saturday. All right, Fox Local, quick break coming at you here in a few seconds. But I love that, Brianna. Yeah, I need to get out and golf myself because I have not golfed. It's probably been a couple months now. I don't know if I told you this, but I threw out my back. So I'm definitely on the upswing. I've been better, but I was doing a little bit of PT. I went to the chiropractor. I was doing a bunch of things, just trying to get my back back to normal, essentially. Okay, so looked at that. I wanted to show you that. Now I want to get back to our question of the day here, because I know some of you have weighed in, but some of you have not. If you want to weigh in, please do so. So I want to know what your thoughts are on this time change thing. I know we do it multiple times a year, but I know there have been big debates with, should we just be in standard time? Should we just stay in daylight saving time? I mean, I love that we have more daylight, but gosh, I feel like the older I get, the more out of whack I am. It takes me longer to get used to the time change. Whether you're falling back and gaining an hour of sleep, you know, and during winter and having less sunlight, or springing forward and having more daylight in the evening. William, yeah, I promise I will not fall asleep. Ooh, William, that sounds good. Some baby back ribs and baked potato. That sounds great. That sounds really good. I love that. Okay. Well, now that we're talking about dinner, William just brought up dinner. What's everybody doing for dinner? Anybody have any dinner plans? I don't know what I might do. I might get some Chinese for dinner. I don't know. Chinese, or maybe run and get some Philo. Has anybody ever been to Philo? Mediterranean? They have some really good food. I want something with a lot of color because I feel like I didn't eat the best over the weekend at the wedding and everything. So, all right, welcome back, Fox Local friends. Just about 5 minutes left of Fox 35 Weather Plus. And are you happy about springing forward? If anyone's watching on Fox Local and wants to weigh in here on Facebook or YouTube before we close this chat on down. Johnny, I agree. Most people don't realize what a physically brutal golf can be. It's so true. Thanks, man. I really appreciate the well wishes. Yeah, it was rough. It was a rough go. I couldn't even hurt to walk, hurt to stand, hurt to sit, just hurt to do everything. Hurt to roll out of bed. I definitely have some stretches now that I can work on and kind of help me if I am getting out on the course. I guess probably every time now, trying to stay healthy and keep from hurting myself again. That's for dang sure. Alrighty. Well, if anybody does want to weigh in, you certainly can. I wanted to go through the next couple of days before we close this thing on down, and I will bring up the 7-day. I know I talked about the storm system coming our way toward the end of the week, but I want to bring up just our next couple days here. You can kind of see even through the rest of our Monday that sea breeze trying to work in, a couple of showers popping up, so don't be shocked if you see a quick raindrop, a few raindrops, quick sprinkle or two. If fades away. You'll clear out through the overnight. A little bit of patchy fog early tomorrow morning. And then Tuesday, same thing. Kind of see that sea breeze collision. So I left that slim chance of a shower in the forecast as you're heading out the door for maybe the bus ride on home from school, heading out the door for the evening commute. Nothing all that heavy. Everything should kind of fall apart as we head through later tomorrow evening. And then I kept the same setup, honestly, just because of the temperatures really not straying away. Big difference in temperatures between the water and land, and that's how you get that sea breeze circulation, that sea breeze front, so to speak. So that's why I left that in the forecast Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, I want to show you this before I bring up the 7-day. This is some good news because of the drought, looking at our precipitation outlook as we progress through mid-month onward through the 19th. You're seeing the deeper shades of green, and that means higher chances of above average precip, which would be great. So the deeper the shade of green, the higher the chances that we have for seeing above normal precip. And it's looking like that continues even as we head through the 8 to 14 day time frame. Not as big of a signal, but it's looking like we're becoming a little more active as we start to see us get closer to this start of what we call El Nino, which is a big thing because as we head into hurricane season, oftentimes, we also have more warmth, and that can obviously allow systems to develop if the conditions are right. But when you look at El Nino patterns, it typically means a quieter hurricane season because usually the wind around the main development region can become more hostile, and it can also allow more dry air too. So those factors can lead to less hurricanes. But as we always say, being prepared, because it only takes one nasty storm, one Melissa, one Milton, one Helene that can devastate a state, an area. So never let your guard down. And of course, you'll hear us continuing to talk about hurricane season as we get closer. Now we're less than 100 days away, which is just wild to think of. But here's our 7-day forecast. Higher chances for rain Thursday, lower chances behind that cold front Friday into the weekend. But what happens later in the weekend, Sunday, is that we start to see this front, the same cold front that moved through Thursday into Friday, kind of hanging up and lifting back to the north as more of a warm front. And then that cold front looks to move in Monday into Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, next week, at least the first half of it, does look potentially cooler. So that's something we'll continue to keep tabs on as well. But notice, tomorrow, Wednesday, highs up close to the 90-degree mark, which is just crazy. Alrighty, it is just about 4 o'clock, and it is just about time to kick the party off with Marlisa on the 407, so stick around. Always a fun hour, and then I'll be back with John Brown and Bailey Bockover for Fox 35 News at 5, the News Edge at 6, and then Marlisa and I will be back at 8 p.m. on the News Edge. So we'll see you then. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday. Get some coffee and stay awake out there. I need to get some. We'll see you tomorrow.